meet so many new artists. I mean, they come in here, it's almost like on a rotation, right? And there are some great artists that you'll never hear on the radio. And then you have some that come in here, and it's almost like it's in their blood, like they're born for it.
That's what I was gonna say. He's a natural. I mean, not to be cliche, but to be cliche, he was born to do it.
Yeah, and you'll see more of that. How many of you have been to a Riley Green show before today? Okay, so a handful. How many of you have heard the one song on the Bull that we've been playing? And that's how, so a lot of you don't even know that much about Riley. Have you seen him? Not bad, ladies, not bad. All right, so we'll show you this video and you'll get to know a little more about him, but you'll see. I mean, he's just like the rest of us. I mean, just country boy or girl, loves his family, and I think he would be playing music whether he had a record label or not. I mean, it's who he is.
Yeah, he's been doing this for a long time. He's a huge, we hate to say it, he's a huge Auburn fan.
Sorry.
Okay, well, there you go. Yeah, we apologize. Go Dogs for the rest of us. But he grew up just about an hour away from here, from Jacksonville, Alabama. And yeah, let's just play the video, and then he'll come out in about 3.5 minutes.
Outlaws like us, yeah, we're still around. We spit, fight, cuss, and run one-stop light towns. We ain't got much, it's more than enough to make a girl fall in love. With outlaws like us.
He was a pretty good boy. He got into a little mischief every now and then. He always told his mama he had to get out and do some things so he'd have something to write about.
What worked for Riley was he was just a tiny bit more fun than he was trouble. When he was about 10, he expressed an interest in taking guitar lessons. In high schools, when he started what he calls making up songs.
My dad's dad, my granddad Buford, really loved music. He was the one that called up his buddies, get them to come play with me, and I learned by watching guys watch how their hands were when they were playing, you know, and it just grew and grew, so we turned my great-grandparents' house into a music hall, and it's been going on for over 13 years now. The biggest way that my music spread is still today is word of mouth. My stuff was getting spread from somebody going, hey man, have you heard this song? Just me playing around town, I had a pretty good little following, and we kind of got together talking one day and thought about doing a concert. So we sawed lumber and built this stage, and you know, thinking I might have a couple hundred folks show up, and Mom took up tickets on one end, Dad took them up on the other end, and we ended up having, you know, 1,400 people show up for the very first one.
This is a song I wrote called Bear Man Dixie.
We've done it 3 or 4 years now, and the crowd keeps getting bigger and bigger. It's just a big outdoor concert, and it really was my first taste of, you know, these people were here to see me and listen to my music.
Y'all really don't understand, man. I appreciate every single one of y'all so much. I used to frame houses for a living, so I get to come. I ain't got to do that no more because of y'all. This is a song
I start kind of getting a little bit of a buzz in Nashville. Towards the end of 2017, I started getting a little bit of attention from record labels and starting getting a few offers. And Jimmy, he really kind of expressed his belief in what I was doing right off the bat. Big Machine was my first offer, and the passion that they had for what I was doing, that was a #1 pick of mine, no matter who I met with all the way through. That Big Machine family has definitely had a big part in me ending up there. It should be as exciting for me as it is to my fans. It's pretty cool to be there from the start and see me go from stuff that's maybe not radio quality to stuff that's up there with some of the greatest. I don't ever plan on changing what I'm doing. I'm gonna write songs that I can relate to, and it just so happens a lot of folks in the South can relate to them too. So top 10, you know, top 5 #1 songs, I mean, that's the next goal for sure. I mean, you get something like that and they give you one of those fancy plaques, nobody can ever take that from you.
Outlaws like us.
All right, so he's just a good old country boy, and I love that. I love what his mom says. He was a little more fun than he was trouble. And anybody who's got kids, or especially boys, we totally get that.
I don't know if we've announced it yet, but so don't tell anybody. No, go ahead and tell everybody. He's going to be here playing at the North Georgia State Fair in a couple months in September. So
and you guys are going to want to be there because you're going to love what he does. So,
without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, our friend Riley Green.
Well, I felt like we were going to have to address that at some point. So if y'all would direct all your pictures from the knee up. Had a little trouble with my bag at the airport, and these are my flying shoes right here. I'm gonna play this set in the house shoes if y'all don't mind. I got a new EP coming out June 29th. It's the title track off that EP. A song I wrote about growing up in a truck. It's called In a Truck right now. So little feet can't reach the pedal, so daddy works the gas and brakes. 9 years old, attending to, trying everything to keep it straight. Dreaming he'd still learn hard outside of some little town, somewhere in a truck riding now. Worked all summer for those mud tires, some 10 3-inch lifts. Trying to catch a buzz from a couple buds they stole from daddy's fridge. Bed full of buddies, a cab full of smoke, and a cooler loaded down, somewhere in a truck riding now. There's freedom in the headlights, Hank coming out the dash. Left arm out the window with straight pipes out the back. There's a good old boy like me out there, just proud to be driving around, somewhere in a truck riding now. He's 17, got his daddy's keys, and he knows the trouble he's in. 'Cause that piece of heaven riding shotgun was supposed to be home by 10. But it's way past midnight, and they're parked on the edge of town, somewhere in a truck riding now. There's freedom in the headlights, Hank coming out the dash. Left arm out the window with straight pipes out the back. There's a good old boy like me out there, just proud to be driving around, somewhere in a truck riding now. Somewhere in a truck riding now. When I close my eyes, I go there in my mind, and I'm rolling through those Alabama pines. Somewhere in a truck riding now. There's freedom in the headlights, Hank coming out the dash. Left arm out the window with straight pipes out the back. There's a good old boy like me out there, just proud to be driving around, somewhere in a truck riding now. Somewhere in a truck riding now. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So I want to go ahead and thank the Bull for letting me come over and do this. This is awesome. I don't get to play a lot of acoustic shows, so I appreciate everyone y'all coming out to hang out with us too. I like this. I was born and raised in Jacksonville, Alabama. Anybody know where that is? Northeast Alabama. And we were pretty close to the Georgia line right there, so we always called the Eastern Time Zone Georgia time. So I sat down one night and wrote a song about a girl I dated from Alabama that the whole time I was dating her, she was dating the dude from Georgia, if you can believe that. So I wrote this song called Georgia Time. You know what? Feel free to sing along, too, in case I forget the word. Spring break down in Panama City, it was 2000 and something. I don't remember a single bar that we didn't show up drunk in. So when I first kissed her lips, I know she damn sure tasted whiskey, 'cause she didn't seem to mind. I told her I'm from Alabama, and she said, hell, I am too. She said she was a Roll Tide fan. I said, I bleed orange and blue. She said she had a man back home, but she'd been leaving for some time. We
live just across the Georgia line. Well, she's all Alabama, but she's got her feet stuck in a Georgia clay. Told me she's from Montgomery, but hell, I've seen those Georgia plates. And every time she gets along with me, I see Georgia on her mind. Well, she's all Alabama, but she's stuck on Georgia town. Well, I got a little bit of hunting land just outside of Phoenix City. And even though I was right down the road, she couldn't find the time to see me. Well, pretty soon it's just a text she'd send with a line from her favorite song. But I was riding one of them on. Well, she's all Alabama, but she's got her feet stuck in a Georgia clay. She's got a couple Bulldog jerseys, but she's never seen them play. And every time she gets along with me, I see Georgia on her mind. Well, she's all Alabama, but she's stuck on Georgia town. She's hung up on another man, and I've done all I can do. She don't seem to understand. We got pines here too. Well, she's all Alabama, but she's got her feet stuck in a Georgia clay. Told me she's from Montgomery, but hell, I've seen those Georgia plates. And every time she gets along with me, I see Georgia on her mind. Well, she's all Alabama. Hit me out one time. Well, she's... Oh, I sound great this time. She's stuck on Georgia town. Thank you. So, if you don't mind, I'm gonna play a little bit more of a serious song. It's a song I wrote about my granddaddy Lyndon, my mom's dad, and he was a huge NASCAR fan when I was growing up. I can remember being a kid and sitting at his house and on Sunday evenings, and he'd be watching the race, and he'd say, "Son, what's going on here is all these other cars chase that black number 3 car around the track until the race is over." And I got to thinking about, you know, him getting Alzheimer's, and just kind of if he were to forget everything else, forget who I was and all that, he would still know who drove what car, what color it was, who the sponsor was, and the driver's name and all that. So I wrote this song called Numbers on the Cars. Let me turn the guitar on for you. Stop by that house on Nesbitt Lake. He's sitting in his easy chair, watching a Sunday evening race. Tells me my grandma's in the other room. Guess he forgot we laid her down. It'll be a year come June. And he mumbles about Vietnam. He don't know who the hell I am, but the drivers, well, he tells me who they are. He still knows the numbers on the cars. I try to get him out like we used to. Now I load the truck and I drive the boat, 'cause there ain't much he can do. Cast him a line and watched it as it sank. I used to talk for hours, now he just stares at the bank. He used to know every stump in this fishing hole. He probably thinks that we're in Mexico, but he knows his way around that boat, even in the dark. He still knows the numbers on the cars. No, he ain't all there, but I don't care. My mind's still full of memories with him. He may not know all the words to the songs,
but he still knows Merle Haggard's voice when he hears it. Stop by that house on Nesbitt Lake with a couple of tickets to go see a Sunday evening race. We watched those cars fly around the track. I asked the Lord if just one more time He'd bring my old friend back. Somewhere around lap 23, that old man turned and smiled at me, and for a moment, I know he knows where we are. 'Cause he still knows the numbers. He still knows the numbers. He still knows the numbers on the car. Thank you. So I got the idea for that song. My granddaddy always wanted to go to Lake Gunnersville, which is pretty close to where I grew up at, and spend the night on the boat. And my grandmother's like, he's getting old, he's gonna kill himself, you gotta go with him. So I'd go up there and we'd spend the night on a boat, and he's got this theory that if you go out so far and anchor, that mosquitoes won't fly over the water that far, which is total bullcrap. Like, we got ate up by mosquitoes. He just got leathered skin so they don't hurt him. So I'm gonna get to get eat up by mosquitoes, and he parked next to an island that had like 7,000 squawking birds on it all night. It was just miserable. But I'm laying there trying to sleep, and he's fishing. He's like, man, reach over there in that black tackle box in the third drawer from the right and get that blue spinnerbait with a yellow tail on it. And I was like, man, this dude could forget everything in the world, but he would still know where that one spinnerbait's at in the tackle box. So that was sort of where that idea came from. Got anything you want to hear? Only because I might forget the words of that one. I like that song, though. It's so hard to remember words of songs that you wrote, especially ones you don't play all the time. Either that or they weren't that good for me to remember them in the first place. This is one I wrote. This is a title track off my last EP I put out. I wrote with Eric Dillon called Outlaws Like Us. Who's gonna give a middle finger to the man give a damn about Jesus and Jones? Who's gonna fight, turn the wrong into right, throw a punch when your back's to the wall? Who's gonna drive them old trucks? Who you gonna call when you're stuck? Outlaws like us, yeah, we're still around. We spit, fight, and cuss and run one stoplight town. We ain't got much, but it's more than enough to make a girl fall in love. With outlaws like us, we drink our beer 5 o'clock, 2 for 1 in some bar where they know our last name. We stand our ground, living how we was raised, raise them up, boys, 'cause we ain't ashamed. We still got pride in the South. We don't let that flag hit the ground. Outlaws like us, yeah, we're still around. We spit, fight, and cuss and run one stoplight town. We ain't got much, but it's more than enough to make a girl fall in love. With outlaws like us, outlaws like us. Buddy, don't try pushing us, 'cause we still got guns in our trucks. Outlaws like us, yeah, we're still around. We spit, fight, and cuss and run one stoplight towns. We ain't got much, but it's more than enough to make a girl fall in love. With outlaws like us, yeah, we're still around. We spit, fight, and cuss and run one stoplight town. We ain't got much, but it's more than enough to make a girl fall in love. With outlaws like us, outlaws like us.
Who's gonna give a middle finger to the man? Give a damn about Jesus and John. Thank you. I'll be honest, it's kind of comfortable playing in house shoes, to be honest with you. I might be on to something here. So I got a brand new single. It's going to be on my EP that comes out, and the Bull has been nice enough to play it for me a little bit too, which is awesome. If you want to hear it, you can tune in. This is a song I wrote with Eric Dillon. It's a song about, we're sitting around thinking about all the dumb things that we've done in our life, and usually that next morning, usually maybe a little hungover, kind of going, what did I do that for? And it's usually some girl involved. I was trying to impress some girl, so we wrote this song, and excited about getting out and letting y'all hear it. Never knew my old man's truck could even run like that. Should've known better than to take that curve so fast. Daddy pulled up, I was down in the ditch, and he asked me why I did what I did. There was this girl, drink in her hand, shoot me and let's get into trouble grin. I ain't never seen something so fine, and I was doing anything to make her mine. I was out of my mind, she was out of this world. There was this girl. Some folks ask me why I still pick this guitar. See, living that life on the road won't get you very far. I said, man, you should have been down in Tupelo, seen what was in the front row. There was this girl, beer in her hand, shoot me and play a little Skinner grin. She's turning it up, she's turning me on, and I'd play her anything, she'd sing along. I was out of my mind, she was out of this world. There was this girl, yeah, there was this girl. Didn't know a diamond ring could cost so much. Took 6 months on a farm before I saved up. All my drinking buddies still out on the town, wondering why I ever settled down. There was this girl holding my hand, shoot me and start a life together grin. She's pulling me in, she's straightening me out. Now I know what love is all about. I'm still out of my mind, she's still out of this world. There was this girl, yeah, there was this girl. Thank y'all very much. I appreciate y'all coming out. Thank you to 949 The Bull. I appreciate it. Thank you. I guess we're going to take some pictures, too, if y'all want to.